Majority of voters oppose Trump's offshore drilling plan. More than half of voters oppose proposed plans by the Trump administration to expand oil and gas drilling off coastal states, according to a poll out Tuesday. The survey conducted by the Program for Public Consultation at the University of Maryland found that 60% of voters surveyed are against the Interior Department's plan to lift a ban on oil drilling along coastlines and expand drilling around Alaska. Additionally, 70% of respondents supported states' rights to request a drilling exemption through a waiver, the study found. Support for lifting the ban on drilling largely fell along party lines. Democrats and independents opposed lifting the ban by 86% and 60%, respectively, and similarly supported granting states waiver authority by 86% and 65%, respectively. On the other hand, two-thirds of Republicans surveyed supported lifting the offshore drilling ban, with 56% of Republicans supporting state waiver rights. When the study asked respondents who lived in one of the 15 coastal U.S. states currently requesting an exemption, 88% of Democrats approved of their state's request, as did 50% of Republicans. Why it matters. The poll comes at a time when states are mulling over the authority they have to deny the Trump administration its plan to expand offshore drilling on the coast to increase profits from oil and gas royalties. Currently, most coastal states that would be affected have requested a waiver. Interior Department Secretary Ryan's inquiry and Keith Zink overnight energy poll finds majority oppose Trump offshore drilling plan. Senators say Trump endorsed ethanol deal. Automaker group wants to keep increasing efficiency standards. Majority of voters oppose Trump offshore drilling plan. Poll Interior sending officers to assist patrolling the U.S.-Mexico border. Moore admitted in a hearing last month that oil and gas company interest in offshore drilling is also significantly lower than their interest in land drilling. Read more here. Senators say Trump agreed to ethanol deal. President Trump John Trump trolls Blankenship on Twitter. Thanks for playing, Don. Pittenger loses GOP primary fight. Blankenship concedes GOP Senate primary in W. Yay. Moore has agreed to make a handful of changes to the federal ethanol mandate sought by oil and ethanol interests, according to senators who met with the president Tuesday. The changes are meant to reduce the prices of credits that oil refiners buy if they can't blend ethanol into their fuels, a win for refiners, and to allow higher concentrations of ethanol to be sold year-round, a win for the ethanol and corn industries. The changes to the Renewable Fuel Standard (RFS) program, all of which Trump will reportedly seek to make through regulatory or executive action, will be the most concrete result from months of efforts by oil and corn state Republican senators to push Trump to act. The president's deal will save the jobs of thousands of blue-collar union workers working at refineries in Pennsylvania, in Texas and across the country. Sen. Ted Cruz Edward Cruz overnight energy poll finds majority oppose Trump offshore drilling plan. Senators say Trump endorsed ethanol deal. Automaker group wants to keep increasing efficiency standards. Trump agrees to ethanol mandate changes. Senators say Cambridge Analytica ordered to hand over data on U.S. voter Moore, Texas, who met with Trump earlier Tuesday, told reporters. Allowing sales of higher ethanol concentrations is a big win for corn farmers, Cruz said, estimating it would spur 700 million gallons of new ethanol sales a year. Sen. Pat Joseph Toomey backpedals on Trump's due process remark on guns. Top GOP candidate drops out of Ohio Senate race. Newly declassified memos detail extent of improper Obama-era NSA spying. Moore, whose state hosts the East Coast's largest refinery, called the deal an agreement in principle, and said some important details need to be worked out. Sen. Chuck Grassley. Charles Chuck Ernest Grassley. Overnight energy poll finds majority oppose Trump offshore drilling plan. Senators say Trump endorsed ethanol deal. Automaker group wants to keep increasing efficiency standards. Trump agrees to ethanol mandate changes. Senators say sentencing reform is moving in the wrong direction. More. Iowa, whose state dominates the country in corn ethanol production, confirmed the deal via Twitter, but noted the devil is in details. All three GOP senators were in the meeting, along with Sen. Johnny K. Ernst. Overnight energy poll finds majority oppose Trump offshore drilling plan. Senators say Trump endorsed ethanol deal. Automaker group wants to keep increasing efficiency standards. Trump agrees to ethanol mandate changes. Senators say upheaval at Pruitt's EPA as departures mount. More. Iowa, the details are due to be fleshed out by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and the Department of Agriculture. The White House did not respond to a request for comment. Under the deal, ethanol produced domestically and sold abroad would for the first time count toward minimum sales volumes that the EPA sets each year under the RFS. That is meant to make it easier for the industry to meet the annual volumes, and reduce pressure for domestic fuel refiners to buy ethanol or blending credits, pushing prices down. Read more. Automakers group doesn't want efficiency freeze. One of the nation's main automaker lobbying groups opposes the Trump administration's proposal to stop increasing federal fuel efficiency standards. Mitch Bainwell, head of the Auto Alliance, told lawmakers Tuesday that his group instead wants federal regulators in the EPA and the Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, to implement standards that increase each year. "We're hopeful that the slope continues to rise," Bainwell told Rep. Jerry McNerney. Mark McNerney. Overnight energy poll finds majority oppose Trump offshore drilling plan. Senators say Trump endorsed ethanol deal. Automaker group wants to keep increasing efficiency standards. Automaker lobby opposes Trump proposal to freeze fuel efficiency standards. Dem lawmakers launch Free Thought Congressional Caucus. More. D. Califf. When the congressman asked about reports that the Trump administration wants to freeze standards in 2020 and stop increasing them after that, "We're in favor of year-over-year fuel efficiency increases," Bainwell continued at the hearing of the House Energy and Commerce Subcommittee on Environment. The administration is planning soon to propose that the standards on car efficiency and greenhouse gas emissions enforced by the two agencies stop increasing in 2020, people familiar with the matter said. Read more. DOE wants to build small coal plants for the future. The Department of Energy, DOE, is seeking comment on plans to invest in the development of small-scale, modular coal plants they are deeming the power plants of the future. DOE submitted a request for information Tuesday to gather input from stakeholders on developing pilot versions of the plants. For construction by 2025, the coal-based pilot plant will be used as the basis for scaling up to a commercial offering that is highly efficient, 40% or greater higher heating value, modular, unit sizes of approximately 50 to 350 megawatts, and economical for both international and domestic power generation, according to the request. The request marks a shift for the government from investment in carbon capture technologies to reduce emissions from coal plants to the development of more efficient coal plants without the capture technologies. The guidance though does say the pilot plants must be carbon capture ready. It's more common for the words small and modular to be applied to nuclear reactor technologies. The U.S. is largely known for behemoth coal plants that are hard to turn off. The DOE's push toward developing smaller-scale plants indicates President Trump's desire to revive coal, despite the industry seeing revenue drop. Read more here. Today's Scott Pruitt news. White House aides telling Trump to fire Pruitt. Report Trump's support for embattled Pruitt could be wavering in tap Wednesday. Energy Secretary Rick Perry James. Richard Perry. Overnight energy poll finds majority oppose Trump offshore drilling plan. Senators say Trump endorsed ethanol deal. Automaker group wants to keep increasing efficiency standards. Politically connected companies shouldn't get special treatment. How endangered GOP Sen. Dean Heller is seeking to hang on more. Will head to the House Science Committee to testify on his department's budget request for fiscal 2019. The Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee subpanel on federal lands will hold a hearing on law enforcement programs at the Bureau of Land Management and the Forest Service. The Senate Environment and Public Works Committee will meet to vote on its water infrastructure legislation. Outside the Beltway, the San Jose Water Agency approved funding of up to $650 million to build Gov. Jerry Brown's Delta Tunnels project, the Mercury News reports. A California judge affirmed an earlier ruling that coffee sold in the state must carry cancer warnings, the Associated Press reports. The international environmental impact of tourism is about 3 times bigger than previously estimated, BBC News reports. In case you missed it, check out Tuesday's stories. Puerto Rico's electric grid under scrutiny as new hurricane season looms. Trump officials seek ideas on coal power plants of the future. Trump agrees to ethanol mandate changes. Senators say senators unveil bipartisan water infrastructure bill. Automaker lobby opposes Trump proposal to freeze fuel efficiency standards. Majority of voters oppose Trump offshore drilling plan. Poll White House aides telling Trump to fire Pruitt. Report EPA pesticide settlement comes under scrutiny. Please send tips and comments to Timothy, T, at thehill.com, and Miranda Green, mgreen at thehill.com. Follow us on Twitter, at Timothy, at Miranda Green, at The Hill.